Whatever. So being on the big screen suddenly, it's just like just all my faces. So I'm still not used to it. I'm still not used to it. I need to get like a mirror or something, or just like you know have a mirror like in. Maybe that can be in addition to my new office. I could have like a big mirror somewhere so that I can basically like make sure that I'm camera ready, I guess. Just doesn't look symmetrical. It's weird. It's weird to me. And also my head hair's all funky because I've been wearing a hat today because I've been out in the world. What the fuck? Huh. Strange. Um. Yeah. I can't remember if I'm like actually on time or not because past couple of days I've been kind of it's just been very hot and it's disrupted so many things. Just general chores, like I was supposed to be there. I did have a quick cleanup in here, but then it actually got a bit too warm and got postponed a little bit. So it's just that with the lighting adjustments, the rat looks terrifying when the light balances. But when I cover up the dark patches, it kind of like you can kind of see that that's just his nose and not his giant teeth. But yeah, it's weird. Anyway, ignore that. Yeah, it's just been very, very warm and just kind of like it's not just been warm; it's been high pressure. I think that's what it is. Um, we can adapt pretty easily. Well, us people who live in Britain basically can adapt pretty easily when it comes to the hot temperatures or the cold temperatures. Yeah, some of us might complain a bit or whatever, but overall, we kind of just get on with it. It just doesn't really bother us. It's just it happens. Some of us are old and like complaining. It's a thing. But yeah, just every now and again we get an actual like a high pressure humid spot that moves over and stays in one place, and also that with the high temperatures kind of like completely fucks with us. And that's kind of what's happened with me. I've had to turn off the computers because it's been too hot in here, and that means that I can't work, and also trying to keep my sleep schedule intact, which is looking at meant to fucking sleep. Oh my god. Which has been uncool because, of course, as you guys know, I am very, very close. I keep being very close to finishing the fucking pick dump and getting on with stuff. So, yeah, there's that. Um, this has also come in a big time when I'm like moving studios and places where I'm living. So it's like just been hell with my planning. Coupled that with like a bit of depression that I wasn't really out of just yet. Getting out of, but it's still hitting me. Like a really massive wave hit me early, like a couple of months ago, and I've been trying. Oh, stop with the yawning enough already, please. Thank you so much. Good, good. Yeah, I've been really trying to kind of like claw my way out of that because this one was different and weird and just hard. It was kind of just there, always there, just there, reminding me about bullshit that I don't want to be reminded about. So that's fun. Um, so yeah, it was just not cool. It was mostly just very sad and annoying. But I'll stop talking about that because, yeah. Because I've actually had some optimism, and that's really helping me claw away the depression, and it has done pretty good. It's done pretty good. It's done its job. You know, the optimism has done its job. It's kind of still affected me in unexpected ways, but it's done its job. It's like it's it's good. It does seem to be actual found optimism as opposed to all of the unfound optimism of the false starts and the empty promises and the bullshit from the past. The getting my hopes up stuff. It does actually seem to be a thing that is actually happening, and excited. I'm actually trying to let myself be excited about it. It doesn't come easy. I've had incredibly bad luck, and that's totally fine. People have bad luck. It's just that it did seem to be kind of like relentlessly bad sometimes. And yeah, it's pretty it's like this optimism is kind of weird. Trying to keep this momentum going for the optimism is the aim of the game, and that's part of the plan. So I'm going to try to plan some optimism. I'm not. You can tell I don't know how to do this. Um, it's it's like things are going to go shit, and it's like no 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 no. Plan for the optimism. Like yeah, but realistically, it's like right, not realistic. Plan for optimism, and it's like how do we do that? I don't know how to do that. But no, this is why I need kind of like your guys' help. I just kind of like need to be optimistic. Like, yeah, I might kind of like go back every now and again and just kind of just be like, yeah, but realistically, and when I do that, oh, stop it! Why the yawning? I wasn't yawning at all. I'm not even tired. Fuck's sake! It's because I mentioned sleep earlier, so I'm imagining being in bed and like ready to go to sleep. But it's really fucking with me. Oh. Yeah, like I will basically like if somebody says to me, just be optimistic, or you said you were going to be optimistic, and I point out the realism of situations. I do kind of want like people to understand that when I say that I'm just pointing out the realism of the situation, it's kind of like I'm trying to be optimistic. It's just again, it just doesn't come easy. Okay, it really doesn't. So like you're gonna have to like give me a break sometimes. I'm gonna slip up back into the whole realism kind of thing. Um, like I did have a friend who essentially kept calling me pessimistic, and it's like I'm not being pessimistic, and I almost believe I was almost gaslit into essentially feeling like I was being pessimistic and down and a big downer all the time. But my therapist, who basically I want to remind people, isn't getting paid and is incredibly honest and sometimes a bit harsh, um, said to me that actually, no, that doesn't sound like pessimism. Pessimism would be thinking that things would be terrible all the time. What I'm doing is basically I'm being realistic. I'm a realist. I'm kind of neutral into the whole, like, yeah. So I'm not pessimistic. I'm not skeptical. I am, just generally, again, neutrally skeptical. Um, but I'm not like skeptical about happy things happening all the time. It's just that I'm realistic. I'm a realist. It's still a bummer. I think still that that's a bummer. You know, I would much rather be optimistic about stuff, but it doesn't happen every time. Like literally every time I've been optimistic about something, it's gone south. Um, except for one person, it's like yeah, it's it's like yeah, it's just it's uncool, but it's realistic of me to basically think to be cautiously optimistic about stuff. Um, but I think I'm actually there. I think I'm actually at the point now. I know, big breakthrough. Um, it kind of happened to me yesterday, where like I was thinking that this is actually happening and was being optimistic about it, and that's when I was looking at um, different options for like my computer chair in my new office because I want a computer chair, but I was looking at like things like workout benches and stuff because that the studio or the office is also going to be a workout room as well. So we will need a heavy duty workout bench so that basically I can do the weights and stuff and um, not have it break on me and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, actually, that's good. I might actually buy this because this is actually happening. You know, it was all kind of woo. Again, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to be super optimistic about it. It's not fully committed happening just yet, but it's very likely that it will happen. And it's just, yeah, I'm jinxing myself hard here, aren't I? Oh, see. I can't do it. I can't do it yet. I can't be fully optimistic. Just now I had like I had kind of like this feeling that I was just like you're being too optimistic and stuff. Something bad is gonna happen. And to be fair, like, see that's what I mean. I need somebody to kind of like poke me and say, no, it's gonna be great, you know. Um to be fair though, every time something good has happened to me, it has kind of turned into shit. Um, I'm trying, okay? Again, it's a work in progress. So, yeah, I know that the not the last live stream, but the live stream before this, we were planning out kind of like what to do to kind of like generate some revenue and stuff. Um, and I have come to the realization that not going to be likely. I'm not going to be able to actually get the security jobs or the or just like any kind of job that I want that it when I'm and still maintain flexibility as to when I can actually come but come back here to my second home um, or stay there at my second home. This is the primary home, but like also be there at my second home. Um, it's not feasible for me to actually do that without like some serious life changes and planning and stuff. Um, so that's annoying. I did some serious research and I did look it up and everything, and it's like not only is like getting my security license back up to date and everything going to cost me a lot of money, but also if I was to get a job, I would not be able to. I'd have to plan everything, um, you know, months in advance, and I like the amount of flexibility. I think that would kind of like just make me incredibly unhappy if I was to have to force myself to basically stay in one location. and eventually I would resent basically having to, you know, living in both places, and eventually I'll just end up here again, and that would be bad. So yeah, I'm trying to find another form of revenue, and I think we came up with the idea of maybe the whole T-shirt expedition. However, I did some research in that too. That's going to cost a lot of money to set up, and it's not a guarantee that it's going to be any good at all. I haven't talked to Moody Bear yet. I really do want to talk to Moody Bear, but like every time I'm about to talk to Moody Bear, I always see that he's like starting a live stream doing something, or that like he just went offline or whatever, and I'm just like, I just don't want to disturb him because he's got a lot on his plate, you know, and yeah. But the research that I've done myself has kind of, like I said, I'm trying to be more optimistic, but can we take it one thing at a time? You know, can I basically establish some roots before I start to actually try to do that part? Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to be broke for a long time. I've been broke for a long time already. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I do feel guilty about like you know, other people that are trying to support me or helping me support me and stuff like that. And I really am like running out of money in my savings now, but it's like I don't see how I can basically get like a large cash injection just carrying on doing the you know, with the lack of commissions that I'm getting at the moment. It's kind of just, yeah, it's not, it just doesn't seem to be happening, and that's going to have to be okay for at least like maybe at least until maybe Christmas. Maybe, I don't know yet. We'll see how this goes so far. So yeah, um, so yeah, that's the update on all of that stuff. Um, as for the video archive stuff, yes, I'm hitting a big wall with the Just for Fans like idea. It was good. It was a good try. It wasn't super successful, but it was still pretty good. But the amount of complaints and the amount of people that are unsubscribing has basically got there aren't that many people that are subscribed. There's like 40 people that are subscribed to my Just for Fans, which is super cool, and I appreciate all of those guys super duper a lot. But it's like I don't think it's even that. Can I click on it without it like draining my bandwidth? Where is my button? There it is. Yeah, 36 fans. It says that I've got. So those, I think that's current subscribers. I think. Yeah. Um, and one of them isn't even supposed to be there anymore. So yeah, so it's technically 35 fans. So that's cool, and they're cool. You know, do really appreciate them. But the whole idea for Just for Fans is that it was going to be a replacement for Pornhub, and um, it just hasn't got the numbers to basically sustain that because it requires you to actually subscribe. So yeah, I've tried to basically make some videos like free content and stuff like that, but Just for Fans with places restrictions on certain video types and stuff. So I can't actually do that without seriously kind of like trying to get down into it. And even then, it requires you to get a Just for Fans account to actually do, you know, actually watch the videos and stuff, which is not bad. However, it does require you to basically sign in with your credit card details or some kind of cryptocurrency wallet, which is a little bit iffy. As much as I like Just for Fans and like the idea of Just for Fans and how much I hate OnlyFans, it's it does seem slightly sketchy sometimes, and I get it, I do. And yeah, I might have to go with the less sketchy option for my content, especially since YouTube seems to be slowly deleting my videos. Every other day, I seem to be hit by a random message saying that one of my videos has been taken down, usually from one channel, until that channel itself gets deleted. And this is not an exaggeration. This is actually happening. And yeah, I'm kind of like a bit amiss. I hate doing that. So I hate using the words amiss or remiss of me. Stuff like that. I hate that so much. It sounds so pompous. Anyway, yeah. This vid seems to be the only way that I'm actually going to get my video archive to actually like stay online and available to everybody, with the option, of course, of basically maybe like donating or helping support me and stuff, which would be awesome. I might still keep the Just for Fans up, but I will also uh, have to put the videos on this vid as well. So yeah, this vid, it's that site in itself seems to be very sketchy, but I'm okay with it. I'm not really that there to judge. I'm there to basically judge its back end. I have done a little bit of looking. I've already created an account and stuff. So yeah, I'm just I'm trying to get like my ID and stuff verified so that I can actually post content on there. And once I do that, I'm going to start testing sometime this week or maybe next week, depending on if it's too hot for me to actually do anything besides working on stuff at night in here, which is tough, especially since on Tuesday I'm supposed to be going away to see a buddy who's visiting London from Spain. So yeah, I've got to go. Got to go see him because I don't know if I'm ever going to see him ever again. So yeah, that's not going to be cool. Like, it's going to be cool to see him, but it's going to be really annoying because it's going to be hot. So yeah. But yeah, hey Flutter and hey Panda Fox, howdy. So yeah, that's the general plan. I'm still like figuring out exactly what to do with the whole um, moving situation, and also this might be like the beginning of also something new-ish, because as much as I'm gonna have like all of the content, all of my archive is gonna go onto this vid. I'm thinking about basically turning this channel into something. The only problem with this channel is that if YouTube does decide to like try to hit me, this channel is probably going to be the one that they come for if I try to post more content on this channel. And when I say more content, I literally mean more stuff like these live streams or like a vlog of some kind, not just a live stream vlog like I've done in the past. Like edited videos of like trips out and like workout tips and stuff like that. Basically, the Dorky Orky videos, but more human. Or maybe even in the future, the Dorky Orky channel might be this channel on YouTube. I don't know yet. Still working it out. Still trying to figure out exactly what's going on with that. But yeah, the only problem is I just don't want YouTube to basically like have the Sovereign gaze like spotlight this channel and then basically kind of like take me out because a bunch of like unlisted videos like aren't exactly super duper squeaky clean, you know? Again, I'm not breaking any rules, but it's like I can totally see YouTube being kind of like, yeah, I don't like this content on here. I'm going to get rid of this guy. You know, I can totally see that happening. Basically, because that's already happened a few times. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's the whole plan. That's the whole thing. That's the whole video. Woo! Ow! Oh my god, that really hurts. Does anybody else do that? They find a spot in their hair accidentally. Oh, it really stings. Okay, it's fading. That's good. Yeah, and then accidentally scratch it when they just scratch their head. Oh, mm, very not cool. I've had 2 pizzas today. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really heavy. Anyway, I didn't have them all at once. I had a pizza because we went to this kind of like mini steam fair thing, um, a few villages over, and that was really nice. Although the pizza was quite wet, you know. Um, but then came home and um, I had just cereals as a snack. I had half a box of cereals for a snack, and then Damon decided that he wanted to order, and he didn't have pizza, so he ordered pizza, and I got my usual pizza, and I was like, I'm gonna have it tomorrow. You know, I'm gonna throw it in the oven, and that will keep it till tomorrow, and then I can have pizza tomorrow. But I still wanted more pizza, you know. So yeah. Hey, Panda folks, you missed the unless you're gonna delete that. You missed the comment above you. The comment just above you. You missed it just now. It's not me. It's not just me that it happens to. Ooh. So not cool. I mean, come on. You know, you'd think that like that this wouldn't be a thing. And I know I know this is like a not like a technology disappointed. Stop yawning! God damn it! Not disappointed in human technology thing. This is more of a kind of like disappointed in human biology thing, I guess. You know, you'd think that spots wouldn't be a thing after, you know, millions and millions of years of evolution. You'd think that basically that just wouldn't happen, you know. And if this is how bad spots are now, what were they like in the past? Or is this a new thing that happens to us now? This is just so dumb. Or now, yeah, I can turn it around. I can still be disappointed in humanity. Um, why isn't there a thing to just cure spots and the common cold? Why is that not a thing? What gives humanity? I mean, come on. This is just like the fusion bullshit all over again. Are you with medical science? Oh, stop. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so yawny. I have no idea why. This is actually pissing me off. So yeah. Wait, you still have hope for humanity? Did I? Oh no, we can totally turn things around. It's just that I'm just disappointed that we aren't already turned around. You know, we haven't been to Mars yet. It's like a huge problem. I was listening to somebody talk about how, actually, I was listening to an interview with like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think it was him. I'm pretty sure it was him. But yeah, all of a sudden he's become a kind of like a guy that was all up for like space exploration and colonization. But then again, it might not have been him, so I might be kind of like misquoting or just misspeaking about somebody. But yeah, they were all like yeah, but why would we want to do that? Actually, humanity's kind of like, why would we want to go? Why would we want to go somewhere and colonize someplace and basically like ruin that planet, much like we've ruined us? And all I kept thinking was just like, how can you ruin Mars? Isn't it already ruined? Isn't that the point of that place? Isn't that the whole thing? We're going to terraform it eventually, maybe? How can you ruin Mars? You can't ruin Mars. Mars is already ruined. The fuck are you talking about? You know, essentially the whole thing with space colonization is um it's a defensive tactic by Terrans. It's a completely defensive tactic by not just the human race but all life on Earth, because like wherever humans go, we take a bunch of the life on Earth with us and stuff, so that if anything happens to like one of the planets that we end up living on or something, we're not all completely wiped out. It's like the next defensive measure, just biologically, that we should take, to stop us from being destroyed all at one place. You know, it's a thing. Like, I'm pretty sure that's even been on Star Trek. I'm pretty sure somebody asks um, Picard, like, it's like, why were there humans on this planet? On this planet, it's uncool that you humans are putting yourself on different planets. And he's like, it's a defensive measure. It's to ensure that basically humanity will survive if something were to happen to the home planet or other planets and stuff like that we're on. You know, and it's like, yeah, makes sense. What gives? But yeah, the whole thing about like, for some reason, space colonization being a bad idea is like stupid, but whatever. Okay. It'll be a miracle. I don't know how. Humanity's pretty tough. I mean, think about it this way. Humanity has been cut down to like in the past. Yeah, in the not too super distant past. We're talking like maybe like, wasn't it 10,000 years ago or something? That kind of like humanity was wiped out to the point where we had only a few thousand of us left on the planet, and now there are like 8 billion of us. It's just that it's really hard to actually kill humanity. You know, like Homo sapiens sapiens are annoyingly kind of stubborn at like not being destroyed. So I'm pretty sure that kind of like, no matter what, humanity is going to survive. It's just a thing, you know. I've given up on society. All there is nowadays is drama and bullshit. Yeah, everything. I mean, kind of. I just feel like everybody should just grow up already again. Just everybody should just be adults already. Just like everybody should get over shit already, and just like move on with their lives. But everything's so dumb. Everybody's so dumb. It's just it's irritating as fuck. Yeah. Um, a dumbass decided to use Gorilla Glue in their hair, dude. Yeah, that happened in the 70s. So yeah, Mars needs some super advanced tech to colonize it. That is still not available. Yeah, that's the point that I'm trying to make. Flutter. I've been super disappointed in humanity for a long time. You know, it's um, it's driven me crazy a little bit. Um, Especially as like somebody who did work for an organization that did scientific advisement for like sci-fi TV shows and stuff, and some really big movies. Like it's a thing, as somebody who's read papers on like and did proofreading for like papers on the actual kind of what's it called, the practical application of science fiction technology. It's like it's like a huge deal. Every time I read one of these papers, and like even rewrote some of these papers, it's just been like, why aren't we doing this? This is awesome. How? What the fuck is wrong with us? And then you find out it's usually because of like because there's not any money in it yet, or there's like this step is kind of like missing just now, and it's like without this one thing that should have happened um, way earlier, uh, like we would totally already be here already and have flying cars and all this shit. And it's like, yeah, it's usually little things that drive me nuts. It's like the whole thing with like self-driving cars could have been implemented in the 80s. The problem is that like they realized pretty quickly that self-driving cars would need to be universal. In other words, everybody would have to give up their driving licenses and completely give over their control to the computers. And like the companies just realized that people won't do this. People just won't do that. So they just didn't do it. And that's why we don't have just like, cars that just are driving themselves on roads outside, and we can literally just kind of like, push a button on our phone and like step into a car, and then just kind of just like basically a taxi, and then just chill while it takes us to wherever we wanted it to go. And there would be like no car accidents at all, basically, um, except for idiots that basically want to try to jump out in front of these things at the last second, which definitely is going to happen because that actually happens with trains, and some of those are self-driving already. So it's like, yeah, it's like yeah, but that's just one example. Like there are so many different examples of why this isn't a thing. The whole fusion technology thing would be so here already if we essentially just switched from a certain type of nuclear, like nuclear power, way back when, like in the 40s. It would have happened, and nuclear fusion would be like, if not here already, then kind of like incredibly close. We're not that far off from nuclear fusion, to be fair. It's just that it does seem to be taking an annoyingly long time for it to actually get there. We are making some actual progress just recently, though, which actually does give me more hope for it. But it always seems to be, nuclear fusion is 10 years away. for the past 60 years. You know. So yeah. But yes, the problems with Mars colonization, if you want to get really specific, Flutter, the problem with Mars colonization is a disappointment at the moment, only because we could have done it. We could have done it. The Artemis program, the one that actually puts like a space station in either between the Earth and the Moon or in orbit of the Moon, like was going to be a thing in the 80s, which would have led to, you know, possibly advancing further than that in the 90s to Mars by the noughties. You know, it's like, yep, it was all clearly laid out, but then like budget cuts happened, and essentially we were going to go there. We were ready. Like NASA was set to basically start the whole plan, like you know, like they were dedicated to going to the moon. They were just as dedicated, or at least they were ready to be dedicated to going to Mars. And then Obama happened. So thanks, Obama. I know this is a stupid meme that's way out of date, but like, and then Obama happened, and there was kind of like weird cuts to NASA and certain other shit to basically like kill people with drones or something. I don't know. You know, like there was like weird. You know, as cool as Obama was, it's like the controversies behind Obama is kind of like annoying. It's like, yes, he might have been the coolest president ever, but you know, there's he wasn't the most effective. I'm not going to go into it. I'm incredibly apolitical when it comes to this shit. So yeah, I saw a video. Those self-driving cars in California called what? I have no idea what you watched, but I just know that the plans for self-driving cars have been, you know, they were shelved a long time ago, like since the 80s, literally, because you know they were all ready to go. The tech that they said that they were going to use looked completely sound, looked like it can be implemented, you know, first in a test bed like place, you know, small town, then maybe even a city, and then like moving it, you know, just continuously getting it bigger and bigger until eventually like it became universal, and like they are all self-driving. And this was like a completely feasible way of doing it, but again, people wouldn't give up their cars, and people probably still wouldn't give up their cars, and it's like, yeah, humanity cannot advance because we are too fucking childish, and it just is so annoying. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, there's just like there's tons of reasons why I'm disappointed in humanity, technological wise, and yeah, random, you know, not the pharmaceutical companies like not being able to just prevent spots from happening is a bummer. That should have been solved a long time ago, and yeah, I can totally blame that on my disappointment of humanity, and not like a disappointment in Mother Nature not being able to solve this problem. I'm disappointed in Mother Nature for other reasons, but it's mostly kind of like, you know, like who am I complaining to really about this? Nobody, you know. So it's not like, yeah, the natural world doesn't actually is indifferent to my problems. So like it's not like I can complain about it. It's really annoying. Yeah. Spots shouldn't be a thing. It's stupid. Anyway, yeah, those are the plans. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm planning to do and stuff. Yeah, I'm still, like I'm still realistic about other things that are happening in my life. For example, I was supposed to go up and see a friend in Scotland. However, he's disappeared offline since, like, he said that he wanted to, like, me to go up there and do Christmas in July with him. Um, yeah, kind of figured that that would be a thing. That would happen. I might be completely wrong, and he might randomly like poke me and say, "I was traveling, I couldn't get online to talk to you and stuff." But yeah, totally come up this date, and we will have some. We'll have a barbecue in our Santa outfits, and it'll be great fun. But yeah, but yeah, like I can actually be optimistic about some of the stuff that's happening in my life right now, and that's cool. So yeah. Hey TD. Um, yeah. No, not hi Siri. Sorry. My phone randomly switched on. My TV randomly switched on because it's an Apple device. So yeah. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm kind of like I did it. I did all my talkings. Each behind my ear. Just here. Like government tracker is kind of like trying to work its way out. They tagged me. Ah! Oh! Oh, really? On my face too? Oh, oh, oh. Apparently, I had a tiny spot just here. Mm. Seriously, I know there was one hidden in my hair that I accidentally caught on this side, but seriously, what is with the tiny spots? Is it the cold showers? I think it might be the cold showers. Ooh, it's okay. It's gone. It's gone now. It's just that I'm reminded of the pain because it's on my face. Yeah, that's like I said. I've been trying to be more optimistic, but at the same time, I know the fates hate me. I love cold showers. I love cool and being cold. Like yeah, especially after being hot all day. It's like yeah. I want to point out not ice cold. Although yes, I would be one of those freaks that kind of like dips into like calm seawater every morning. You know how basically I don't know if anybody saw this advert, but there was like an advert of like this big Icelandic guy that kind of like he every morning he dips himself into the cold ocean, just for a dip, and then kind of like just a quick kind of like a quick wash, in the salty water, and then like gets out, and then has his yogurt, and it's an advert. It was an advert for like an Icelandic yogurt kind of stuff, skyr or whatever it's called. But yeah, like I would totally be one of those guys. Like this is apparently a thing, and I would totally be if like I live near the ocean, I would totally do this. Like this makes sense to me. Like people who saw this advert would be kind of like were supposed to, the reaction from this advert was supposed to be like, how could someone do that every day, every morning? What is wrong with him? And stuff like that. And I'd be like, no, I get it. No, that I would be that guy. I would totally be that guy if I was near like a large body of water and it was safe. Then yeah, every morning I would just be, I would go down to the beach and kind of just have a dip and then basically get it, just yeah. It's not just a tradition. It actually is like it's actually good for you, and it wakes you up and everything. It's like yeah, it's good for your like circulatory system. It's just generally kind of like it might be traditional, but it's a tradition that I would totally take up. But yeah, I think it is an Icelandic tradition, or maybe it's like an old Norse Viking tradition or something. Either way, I totally get it. And if I, if I could, I would have like a cool shower again, not not an ice cold shower, a cool shower every morning. But yeah, a cool cold shower is nice to me. Everybody else can have their own opinions. I'm just saying that this is my opinion. I actually really do enjoy a nice cool shower. Kind of cool shock to the body. Again, if you're used to it, no. That's one of the reasons why it's good for the circulatory system, is that essentially kind of like it helps your capillaries and stuff contract and expand like a little bit faster than usual, which means that you don't get shocked as easily by it. Especially if you ease into it the first few times, then you can basically just like after that you can pretty much just walk straight into the ice cold ocean. I wouldn't, like I said, I would prefer it to be kind of like not ice cold, but I could deal with it if it was like part of my morning routine. I could probably and it was the ocean, then yeah. But if it's just a shower, then yeah, I can actually control the temperature of the water. Therefore, it's not going to be ice cold. It's going to be pleasantly cool because I run hot. And if I've just woken up and I've just been kind of like it, I've woken up and I'm feeling hot, and because I've been in like a hot environment or like had a blanket over me or something, that yeah, to get me to A, wake up, and B, kind of like just prepare my body for the cool or coldness of the day is nice. And in summer, don't tell me you have not been in a cool shower. Don't tell me that's not something that you've done. Because I know like literally everybody has had a nice cool, like cooler than the air temperature, running water over them is just super nice. It's like something that my body actually craves, not just because I love being in the water, but because it just feels so good. I'm just imagining doing it now. It's just so nice. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why you're so surprised about this. I'm pretty sure I have like mentioned in the past that I have like either cold or cool showers. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that in live streams. Yes, Panda Fox, I'm pretty much just saying it's your fault for not remembering. No, I have. I'm pretty sure I have. It's just you. The problem is you. You should feel bad. Oh, that's such an Anya thing to say. Stop. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a drink or have some Pepsi Max and chill, and then maybe even actually lay down. Oh, yeah. So now you guys all know the plan. That I do have like a thing that is bugging me, and I know it's just part of my depression that's trying to claw itself back from the brink because it keeps doing this. But like mobile games. Has anybody got any good like recommendations? Because like I can't play the ones because of my phone's ever deteriorating state. Look at the state of this case. It's lost its blast shield, and like this thing doesn't ever stay up or down ever, and it keeps sliding off, and it just looks grubby and gross. Like, yeah, ever deteriorating phone. Yeah, all the games that I play are mobile games. I'm trying to get to sleep. Um, I can't play anymore because the phone doesn't actually work anymore for them. So I need your recommendations. I did actually have like um, a moment of weakness where I played Kingdom Match. Oh my god, I can't even remember the name of it. I just deleted it. Um, but yeah, it basically started to beg for money after I got to like level 1,000 or something crazy. But yeah, you know that one about the king that always is in those weird situations that like he'll definitely die if you don't match like a bunch of things on time and whatever. Like well that. Although none of that happens in the ads. But yeah, that guy and that game, I I ended up playing mainly because Ice Pop has a thing for the king, or at least had a thing for the king before they changed his model. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but the king from that particular game, what is it called? This is going to drive me crazy. Oh my god! There's a king from this kingdom game, whatever. Um, that it's kind of cute. You know, he's got a very cute expression on his face and stuff. It's just like, yeah, he's kind of cute. And yes, he was heavy. He was actually quite round. He was a quite round, plump king in the early days. And then for some reason they changed the model. They updated it when the game became popular, and then um, he became just like heavy set without a tummy, and but still kept the kind of like the chunky jolly face. It just that never made sense, but whatever. So yeah, like Ice Pop had a thing for that guy, and like recommended the game to me, and I ended up playing it and like really enjoyed it for a long time. And then it came to a time it didn't ask me for money at all for a long time. Real match, yeah, that makes sense. That sounds right. That does sound right. Yeah, again, it didn't ask me for money for a long period of time, but essentially you kind of like have coins that you get by playing the game, and like at the beginning when the game is easy or easier, um, like you end up racking up a lot of coins, and these coins like enable you to continue playing if you run out of moves, because you only get so many moves to do before like you have to give up essentially, but you can continue playing using, you know, spending some of your coins that you've got. And also you can also purchase items, bonus items and stuff like that to kind of like, you know, smash certain like obstacles and stuff like that. But yeah, again, the easier levels at the beginning kind of like mean that you rack up a ridiculous amount of coins. So I got to level like 1,000, like I said, and I ran out of coins. And then it tells you that you can purchase some coins, and I was just like, right, no, that's it, game's over, can't play this anymore. Was actually enjoying it, but can't play it anymore. So yeah, that's a bummer. So yeah, now I've got like I think my go-to game is the Tower. Again, these are games that you don't have to push, like continuously poke the buttons, you know, all the time, which is perfect because again, this phone is dying. It's almost becoming completely unusable. I definitely need a new phone. I definitely can't afford that. That's crazy. That is, yeah. Not going to go into the phone thing again, but I need a new game. I need a new game to play while yeah. Yeah, my regular games are Kingdom Rush. I actually really like Kingdom Rush. Yeah, just the tower defense kind of games. They're a little bit silly, but they're fun, you know. Yeah, they always put like random little like hints and stuff in the game to kind of like, you know, find all of these things in the background and stuff. It was kind of a mix between Where's Wally and a really nerdy version of Where's Wally, because they would have like tons of different like, you know, pop culture references or sci-fi culture references and stuff in the background and everything, including a Stargate that was just like broken. It was that I know that wasn't like funny or interesting to most people, but I noticed it, and like most people would just be like, "What's that weird thing in the corner?" But I was like, "Oh my god, this is Stargate! It's so cool!" Like, what happens if you poke it and it starts lighting up? The chevrons light up and everything. And you're like, oh my god, it's so cool!" But yeah, most people are just gonna be like, whatever, and then move on with their lives. But I was just like, yeah, they had like little random stuff in the background, and it was all animated in interesting ways and stuff. But yeah, can't play that on this. Doesn't work on this anymore. So uncool. The two pizzas are putting me to sleep. Kind of. Yeah, after weights and stuff. Yeah, cool showers are pretty cool. They're pretty good. It's kind of like the ice hot tubs in, you know, rugby locker rooms and stuff. Like they'll have a big ice hot tub, and it's just like it's basically an ice bath, and it's full of the aches and pains and stuff that you would acquire through playing rugby. You know, it's like, yeah. Anyway, two pizzas put me to sleep. Play a game called Dungeon Boss. Dungeon Boss. The one I played doesn't ask for money. Oh my god. And has unlimited play. Plus, it's easy to get gold. And Dungeon Boss sounds familiar. It sounds like one that looked really sketchy for some reason. Are you talking about Royal Mat? Yeah, I already said that. I was talking about Royal Mat. Yeah, there is a good-looking king at that game. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure when it first came out, he was you know, a plump, jolly king-looking character. I've even seen kind of art. You know, I think Zamo's actually done one or two pictures of him, admittedly round, but that's kind of his deal. So yeah, he's good deal. He's a good artist. Just want to point that out. He's a really good artist. Um, but it's just that, like, yeah. And then when the game became really popular, like I said, they just changed his. They just changed his body. They literally kept the same frame, but he suddenly didn't have a belly. And like I said, Ice Pup was so sad. He was going to get me like a. He threatened to get me a crown and everything, and a cape, and I was like, I already got those things. So yeah, there was a little bit of begging involved, like a while back and stuff. Anyway, uh, Puzzle Craft 2 is a lovely game. I'm gonna have to look these up. You know what? I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it now, and then I'm gonna go. I think so. So I'm looking up Panda Fox's one first. What was it? Dungeon Boss. Dungeon Boss Respawned. It's a Netflix game. Doesn't actually show me any gameplay pictures of it. Unless these are gameplay pictures. They don't look like gameplay pictures. So it's an RPG kind of thing. Maybe. I'm not that big of an RPG. Like, I was into Pokemon, but that was it. It was kind of like literally only the first couple of games and the remastered first couple of games. Yeah. What was the other one? I might have a look at it. I've added it to my like search history kind of thing, so I can come back and look at it. Oh my god! Oh. Um, Puzzlecraft 2, Puzzlecraft 2, um, Sparkle 2. What's with all the sequel games? Puzzlecraft 2 sounds like I've seen an ad for it. Puzzle Forge 2, Puzzle Quest 2, There's nothing that comes up as Puzzlecraft 2. Oh, it's a merging game. There's a Puzzle Forge too, but that's a merging game. I'm really annoyed at the whole merging thing. That seemed to be a thing that just kept happening to games. There was lots of merging games. But yeah. But yeah, was it Sparkle 2? I've also got to look up. Gorgeous levels. Enjoy 90 plus gorgeous levels. That it's about balls that you shoot into place. Really? Exciting locations. You mean backgrounds? It sounds okay, but yeah, nothing's hitting me as it's like, oh, this is something that you definitely want to play next. But yeah, Gardenscapes. Oh wait, is that the? Yeah, I think I've seen ads for that one. Wasn't there like a? No, that was Merge Mansion, wasn't it? I was gonna say, wasn't there like a game theory episode about this, about Gardenscapes? But there's that. I think that was Merge Mansion. Gardenscape seems to be just as bad with its puzzles. That for some reason on the adverts they never seem to be able to get right. Doesn't always seem to be much about gardens either, but whatever. Right, guys. Oh, I don't mind paying just like a couple of bucks, by the way, for like a good game. But yeah, it's either that or I'm gonna be. I think I might be forced to like revisit Tiny Tower and stuff. Tiny Tower, I didn't. I stopped playing on account of the the app broke on my phone because the phone's breaking, like I said. So yeah, I've also got Pocket Tanks. That used to be fun. Pocket Tanks used to be fun. It's basically just the lesser version of Worms, but with more weapons. So yeah. I used to also like Pocket Planes and Pocket Trains and Pocket Trucks and um, uh, Pocket Casino. You know, I mean, the tiny. Sorry, I meant tiny planes. Is it tiny planes or Pocket Plane? I think it was Pocket Planes, but it's made by the same people that made Tiny Tower. But they also made Tiny Casino and Tiny Trains and like a bunch of other tiny games and stuff. I used to really like those, but again, it used to become incredibly difficult to play on this device because it's just, like I said, it's breaking. But yeah. Has anybody got anything they want to ask me or say to me before I go? I am leaving. I am escaping. Because I don't think there's anything else. No. Well, again, that's a matching game thingy. Like, I remember the Bejeweled thing. Bejeweled used to be fun, but then they monetized the crap out of it. It was kind of like, how, like, I even like playing Plants vs. Zombies. That used to be fun and interesting, and then they monetized the crap out of it. Yeah. Like I said, the game that I like to play, the Kingdom Rush series, it's like so much fun. And even though you have to, if you want to like unlock everything, then you do have to pay for it. You could still just play it for free for a long time before it got boring, you know. And then once you do pay for it, and it's not, it doesn't seem like a lot of money, which is cool. But once you do pay for some things in it, um, I never got bored. I would basically, there's just so much to do in the game, even though it's just a tower defense game. It just seems to be kind of like, you know, there's always like I said, you've got to find all of the background elements, or you've got to play the Where's Wally kind of thing. There's all the different combinations of different towers that you can like customize yourself. Um, you know, there's so many different strategies you can choose to do. And yeah, it just like it provided a lot of time to actually like figure this out, and it was actually frustrating and challenging, not in a way that you would expect it to be, which is weird. But yeah, not big on mobile games anymore. Again, I'm not really that. I'm not a gamer at all. Rarely, you know. I play some stuff when I'm waiting for things to render, or I'm just like, you know, I can't. I am just not motivated to do anything to at all, you know, as part of my depression or whatever. Um, so yeah, it's kind of like a time passing thing to just kind of like get my gears in my head turning a bit more. Um, I guess. Or if I can't sleep. But yeah, the whole mobile game thing is like, well, when I'm not, you know, when I'm done reading and just kind of want a different form of like, you know, trying to mentally wear myself out, you know, I will kind of just I'll just play a game. So yeah. Never played Plants vs Zombies. Did you play Angry Birds? That seemed to be the thing. Either people played Plants vs Zombies or Angry Birds. I tried to play Angry Birds, got bored of it pretty quickly. Just, you know, it's all about the timing of things sometimes with Angry Birds or something, and I just got bored of that really quickly. Plants vs Zombies used to be interesting and cool because it was more about strategy and planning and stuff, you know, as opposed to like timing and accuracy. So yeah. I like games to play when I'm waiting. Well, that's kind of what I meant. Yeah, it's just those things. Got bored after a day. What Angry Birds? Mushroom Wars. It's fun play when you're. I'm gonna look this up in a bit. I'm gonna look this up in a bit, but I'm gonna go because I want. My mouth has gone really dry, and I want my fizzy. So yeah. Ugh. But yes, belly rubs. Ugh. And belly salute. So I was just testing. It's doing the it's doing the not hollow slap thing. You know, like you slap like if you accidentally like slapped a water balloon, you know, as opposed to just you know, just an air balloon, you know, just a balloon filled with air, kind of makes this hollow flung noise. But if you slap a water balloon, it makes that kind of like just that kind of slap noise. Yeah. Well, no, I was saying that it doesn't matter. Can you do that again? What? I just did it. You don't even have the excuse of like, because like, well, it was a while ago. Can we get a second one? I literally just did it. If you ask me nicely, Panafox. If you ask me nicely, before my cursor goes over to the end stream button. Fucking asshole. It just got there. It just got there, you son of a bitch. The slap thing. Okay, so it was like this. There. Yeah, I don't know if that comes through. But yeah, when it's full of air, it just makes like the fwang, you know, the boing noise. You know? Whereas like that, it just sounds kind of like the water balloon noise, like I was explaining. Anyway, right. Hey, we've all got our things, you know. We've all got our things. I really have to go now because there is an icky spider that is very, very close to the gun. Doesn't seem to be moving. But as you know, I cannot shoot the gun. Even though it just fires salt, I cannot shoot the gun on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like it when I do that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. I will try to be back, not tomorrow, but the next day. And yeah, it probably will be just another, still, maybe even the last, no promises, pick dump editing stream. Maybe the last, maybe. I'm going to try my bestest the next couple of days to get right through it. And I'm also going to be trying to, like, again, sometime this week, actually kind of like using this vid and seeing if it's actually any good to hold the whole archive of a couple of thousand videos. I don't know how many videos there are. There is a lot though. There's like a lot. Like so many. So yeah. But yeah. I'll see you guys then. Toodles!